This is our insane virtual tour of Sim Formula Europe, where I'm going to take you through the entirety of the event. And I'm here thanks to subscribers that have sponsored this content and made it possible. Thank you everyone that subscribed. Thank you everybody that did super chats, donations and everything to get us here. It's much appreciated. At this event, we've got the sim racing stuff going on with all the sim racing equipment, but then we also have a classic car show which I've sneakily got access to as well. So if you were coming to this, you can indulge in your dirty sim racing habits, but then you can also do your dirty car lusting. So in the entrance here, let's go around. In the entrance, we've got to start with GSI. Now, obviously, you probably know GSI. They have some really nice steering wheels. Obviously, very budget solutions. There's some like American guy involved with some of these wheels. Pony Banana, something like that. I don't know, but yeah, look, it's very nice. They do have a new wheel rim actually that they've got on the market. It's just coming out soon, which we will do a close-up look and an interview with the man behind GSI. Look at that, and look out for that video. But you know, if you're familiar with GSI, not only do they have some of the nicest steering wheels on the market, they also have some of the nicest tables. So you know, the wheels are great, but you've also got a dinner table. I would recommend putting your wheel on a SimRig direct drive motor, so you can actually use it to drive with, rather than just putting it on a table. But or gloves as well. And of course, the legend Dan Suzuki is also involved with this. Go and check out his channel, guys, if you haven't. Really good German streamer and review channel. One of my favourite sim racing reviewers, actually. So you've got a lot of hard work and legit expertise going behind these. You know, I mean, if you have to try these out and really feel them for yourself to feel how nice they are. They've got like a demo thing going on at the moment with this, so you can see what's going on the screen. Really nice display. Buttons feel absolutely superb. And now this wheel, because I've touched it, has lost value. This is now a discount wheel. But obviously with these wheels, they've got this sort of universal quick release on the back, USB connection, so you could use these with any wheelbase on the market that you want. Really, really nice equipment. Obviously not budget stuff though. This is for people looking for actual high-end wheels, rather than people that are just starting out sim racing. So that is the GSI booth here. Yesterday we had quite a crowd of people trying stuff out and getting their hands all over it. Today it's a little bit more peaceful, which gives you a nice opportunity to fiddle and play. I'm sure the demo unit's quite cool actually. How you can push the buttons and then they do different things on the screen, so you can just see what their options are like without it being on a sim rig. Right, that's the GSI booth. Let's move on here to the home of Sim Racing, premium sim racing equipment, where they have a rig here, which is this company does event stuff primarily, where they do control software for events. So you know, if you had like a LAN center with loads of sim rigs and you needed a way to organize a leaderboard challenge, or like a whole center, and you wanted people to come in and be able to jump on stuff and just be able to log in quickly, then that's what these guys primarily specialize in. But they also do, that's their virtual racing lounge software. They also sell SimRig solutions, and this is their actual one of their own sim rigs here, unique to this company. But look what they've got on the rig here. This is the Samsung OLED screen, really nice OLED monitor. Gonna have to give this a proper drive and a go, but I can tell you, not sure how clear it is on the view with this camera, but it's super, super sharp. Frame rate's absolutely superb. My warning is never use an OLED screen, because if you do use an OLED screen or a gaming monitor, you can't go back. So don't come here and don't use this rig, because I don't know how you're going to use an LCD after using a ultra wide OLED, and actually really fantastic how you can see quite a lot out of the bonnet. That's the nice thing with ultra wides. Personally, myself, I am a fan of these ultra wides or just a single screen. I'm not the biggest fan of triple screen. I think I like VR if I'm going full immersion, but this ultra wide type solution is great if you want the simplicity. Effectively, it's a single screen, but then a little bit extra view. And you find with a lot of esports stuff, they're using this solution because it works perfectly fine. We do other videos on the channel about my hatred of triple screen. We'll definitely have to cover that more. But yeah, I mean, this OLED looks superb. Obviously, they're playing the ultimate simulator here, Assetto Corsa, and Assetto Corsa actually looks pretty decent considering it came out in 2014. I think they're even, maybe they use it, maybe they've got a shader patch on it, but it doesn't look like they've got the pure skybox on, and it still looks great and totally smooth. Don't ever use an OLED, guys. In terms of the equipment here on the floor, they've got the housing-veiled pedals, SimCube wheel, and it's nicely set up, and quite an interesting arrangement with this rig, how it's just got the single arm that the wheel then mounts to, and with it being tubular steel, pretty damn solid. You could build a crane out of this maybe. But that is the home of SimRacing, the virtual racing lounge. Let's have a look on the other side here. We've got the legends, the absolute legends of SimRacing here, SimCube. And the weird thing with this Mecca Convention Centre, this entrance area, is that you have like a hallway, which is quite nice. It looks like a modern art gallery, and then individual rooms which are then occupied with sim companies. I think they should actually just keep this place set up so that it's always just simulator stuff here. This should be like the International Simulator Centre, basically. So SimCube here on display in these nice glass cabinets. We've got some SimCube wheel rims with their button boxes. We have the SimCube direct drive wheel. I've not got a SimCube wheel myself, but they are absolutely fantastic. I've used them quite a few times at trade shows and events and other people on other people's rigs. And then of course we have this SimCube active pedal, which is a full force feedback pedal. Worm gear allows you to calibrate them. We'll look at them closer on a rig that's actually plugged in and working. And then that's one of the SimCube accelerator pedals, which they launched just this year, I think. So you don't have to have 2, 3 active pedals. You could get one active pedal just for the brake, and then a cheaper pedal, though cheap with this kind of stuff is maybe the wrong word to use. There we go, some of the pedals on display here. Wheel rim, stop button. Nobody has time to stop sim racing. It's go, go, go all the time. You never push that. That should be like the T button, really. T dispenser button, that'd be better. On the another SimCube wheelbase. Let's see what they've got in terms of rigs. We've got someone driving around the track here. No OLEDs, LCD, but a nice ultra wide, much bigger ultra wide. I think it's a 52-inch ultra wide. Looks really nice. Assetto Corsa again on winter Red Bull ring. That's very festive. Festive Red Bull ring. There. Look at that. Don't know if it's easier or harder to judge the break points when you've got a snowy Red Bull ring, but look at this. This is another home of SimRacing sim rig. So home of SimRacing are doing some stuff with SimCube here, and there we go. We've got the active pedals. So the thing with these active pedals is you can obviously use them for a throttle, a brake. You can use them for whatever you want, and then in the software you can configure them to have different stiffnesses, different amounts of resistance, linear, non-linear. You can adjust all the settings on the pedals, and the load cell is here. So independent from all the settings that you actually do on the motor side in terms of how it responds and how it feels, the actual measurement of the force is separate to that. You can see all the actual power cables and communication cables on the back there that plug into the PC, so you can then configure the pedals. But not a cheap solution, the SimCube active pedals, but if you are a sim centre or a training centre, they can be a really good solution because you can dial the pedals in really quickly for what you want, so you can match up with your own car or try different configurations out and set it up to whatever you want very, very quickly, which obviously for a training centre and a sim centre is quite important. And you see here we've got some motion actuators on the rig. Nicely set up actually, not too over the top. I think we've moved on now from having crazy over the top motion to actually rigs that are set up a bit more delicately, focusing on the suspension and the actual track feel, rather than turning it into some kind of crazy roller coaster ride, which is nice. Things have moved forwards in sim racing. We're getting nods from the SimuCube guys. They appreciate the detail rather than the roller coaster ride. And this guy, really good, understands proper hairstyling, guys. Yeah.
The best one.
So we've got another rig there as well, same as the one that was outside, single arm on there, and we've got a nice button box on that. I quite like having the button box. Personally, I'd actually have less buttons on the wheel. We've got actually a GSI wheel in action there, all the lights flashing. It's like a Christmas tree.
Not yet announced, SimuCube X GSI.
SimuCube X GSI, not yet announced, but it's announced in this video.
Yeah.
So there we go. It's an exclusive, guys. SimuCube X GSI, and
it was built 2 days ago, and the firmware was compiled 2 nights ago.
okay. Hang on. Let's get this. Let me rotate this round, guys. It was built 2 days ago
in the hotel room by Jose from GSI, and it was compiled by Dan. Was it 2 nights ago? The firmware was for that. That's quite fresh.
So the best wheels are configured in hotel rooms 2 nights before you do a display with them. No stress.
No stress.
Nice and easy.
Why not?
No, and it works.
It works.
And nothing's caught on fire.
No, not yet.
No. And you're going to leave it like that's it. It's done now.
I caught on fire.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's really cool there. So you've got a nice exclusive view of that wheel. Take it in. Take in those lights. Again, another budget solution here. So for those of you just starting sim racing, absolutely fantastic stuff. SimuCube doing some of the highest end stuff in sim racing. Definitely at the top end of the sim racing bracket. Now let's take you guys through the halls here, or through the rooms. As I say, it's kind of a bit like an art gallery. I've taken my hat off now because I got warm, and I wanted to show unity with the SimuCube Bold guy. So it's very much got like an art gallery vibe going on here, which is weird, but I kind of like it. Right, this one, guys, is actually really interesting. We have here a new racing simulator hidden behind room 1.8, the Blue Mountains. Looks like something out of a scary science fiction film, a Black Mirror episode. Into the Blue Mountains we go. And we have here Marcel Offerman's The Last Garage. It looks like a stamp that you'd put on meat, but that's because the simulator is a meaty simulator. Here's Marcel here. How you doing?
I'm doing great, yeah.
I've had a chance already. Let me adjust this a bit better. I've already had a chance to have a go. I thought it was really good. You are quite happy with how it's gone here at this event and reception being good?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, everybody's coming out of the simulator with a big grin on their face, so that's always a good indication, and got lots of good feedback, so I'm happy.
Have you broken any wrists at all?
No.
No, okay. No wrists being broken, lots of positive feedback. I'm going to do a little close-up of the screen here for you guys to see it. We will have a separate video on this where we will give our first impressions so you can see what we thought of it. I will say, as a teaser, in this video, it drives very nicely. It has a lot of feel, if you're familiar with Automobilista 1, a bit of Netkai Pro going on, and it's very natural to drive, fun to drift around in. We might have done a bit of drifting. There's 2 vehicles in this demo. Later on, actually, we're going to try some centrifugal track and a bit more experimentation. But yeah, this is really interesting as a new racing simulator, but also a new racing physics engine. for the first time being displayed here, and it's so new that it doesn't even have a name yet. And on camera for this moment here, are there any potential names?
Well,
can I name it?
You can name it.
No, it's probably not a good idea. Like, what's your any?
Well, Rene had a nice suggestion on Friday. He said we should call it The Last Sim.
Okay.
So I registered the domain just in case.
Oh, okay. So we can say that. So
yeah.
No one's going to take it. They're too slow. So
So
it could be called The Last Sim. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. NSR, I think, pops into my mind. I don't know what that could stand for.
Nice ring to it,
NSR,
right?
yeah.
That's a nice ring to it.
Yeah, so I don't know what that could stand for.
We'll elaborate a little bit on that
later. Maybe not elaborate on this video, but it could be called NSR. It could be called The Last Sim. You'll have to wait and see. But that's the nice thing with this type of event is that you get a chance to try brand new simulators and meet the developers behind it and have a nice chat with them. Obviously, Marcel Offerman's a complete legend of sim racing with his work on R Factor 2 and a whole bunch of other stuff going back. For this, they've got a hot lap leaderboard set up, so you can come in, you can see how good you are on a brand new simulator and see if you can beat the developer, if you can beat Rene Butler. You have to beat Rene Butler. If you can't beat Rene, well, you should just cry yourself to sleep. And there's a whole bunch of names here. We've got some esports drivers that have been frolicking around at this event. But that is the last garage. As I say, guys, you will need to check out, goodbye everybody, you will need to check out our dedicated video on the last garage. It really was fun to try out, so it'll be worth watching that. Now we've got another room here. Look at this, it's a surprise Tiago from the ImSim crew. We've got another room here, the room 1.7. Room 1.7, the Pyrenees. They've gone for a very mountainous naming convention, and you might recognise what they've got here. This is the Coffee Racer, which is a actually really fantastic product that we saw at SimRacing Expo. Basically, it allows you to hide your sim racing equipment in a table that you can pass off your partner, get past your partner, so they can look at it and then go, oh, that's all right in the sitting room. So if you live with someone that's not a sim racer, that doesn't like steering wheels and pedals. I mean, who doesn't like steering wheels and pedals? Everyone should love steering wheels and pedals, but if they don't like it, you can use the Coffee Racer to hide it. Let's go into the Coffee Racer booth here, so you can see some of the designs that they've got. We have one of the rigs set up here. This is with the office chair configuration. So I have tried this, and actually we can see someone driving it over here. We've got a good demo guy here from Acertech. Proper, he's under pressure now. Acertech, hang on, Acertech's using other companies' products. What's going on? Can't upload the video now, but it's too late. It's too late. This is live. It's live. Oh, it's crashing. It's crashing. So the thing, you've got the office chair here. You can see they've got the Coffee Racer, and then this isn't actually attached to the table. The monitor's attached to the table, but the rig is just the chair and the box, or the actual table that's in. This basically, and as you can see, he has the force feedback cranked up to the max on the SimuCube, and it's really solid. So if you're in a situation where you wanted a rock solid sim rig, but you don't want a massive T-slot sim rig, and you've got a partner or someone that doesn't want you having sim racing equipment all over your house or flat, then this Coffee Racer can be a really nice, tidy solution. Actually, interestingly here, you can see they've got the Housingveld handbrake on this, and the sequential, not the new sequential, but the nice mini Housingveld sequential that actually feels really good. Genuinely, this is surprisingly solid. Now, it's not like a cheapo budget solution, but the result is you actually have a legit piece of furniture. That is what it looks like when it's put away. Look, here's one over here with stuff on it. You wouldn't notice. It's a pure stealth sim rig. You'd just be like, oh, there's a coffee table. But little beknownst to anybody that doesn't know, there's an entire sim rig in there. And actually we've got someone here with a sort of sitting room situation. They're playing Gran Turismo, and this is with the Fanatec DD on there, the CSL DD, I believe. So yeah, you've got a nice solution, allows you to actually sim race in your sitting room. Again, nice and solid compared to some of the more compact sim rigs. There's the coffee racer guy himself. Look at this, he's going to take it out. And he's got a G293 hidden in there. Can you pull it out quickly? That's not something that I thought I'd say in public to a fellow bold man, but here we go. Look at that, he's under pressure. There you go. So it's really quick to actually pull out, lock in, and you actually can adjust the pedals as well, up and down. You can tilt them around, you can adjust the wheel and everything, and you don't have to take the wheel or the pedals out. It all stays as a unit, and then you've got the cable there. I don't know what this is though. This is some like weird what is this? Why is there not 3? What's wrong with Europeans and their plugs? Britain's terrible at everything, but at least we have plugs that work well. So that's the coffee racer. Let's keep going. Oh, also, check this out. You can have different finishes, and I think they can do custom stuff for you as well if you're interested in that. But you could just have a nice metallic one if you wanted as well, or a wood top. Awesome. Nice and strong. But that is Coffee Racer. We have a dedicated video of them from SimRacing Expo. Goodbye. Give them away. We have a dedicated video of them from SimRacing Expo if you want to know more about that. Now we have Acertech. Look at this. Hang on a minute. We've just teleported from a sim rig to the actual Acertech booth. And what have we got here? We've got a La Prima
wheelbase and La Prima wheel.
Let me get my microphone out. Hold on to that, okay. You just hold it, it's fine. So yeah, what have we got?
Yeah, we got the La Prima wheelbase and the La Prima wheel, together with the La Prima button box and a open top D shape. And we have our Invicta pedal set, together with our elastomer kit that gives more selection to how you want to customize the braking feel.
Is there anything that you're showing off in particular at this event that's new?
No, sadly not. We are still waiting for the other products.
But this is at this event. You do have the opportunity. We're going to go into your room. Is that all right if we sneak into the Acertech room? I'll leave you there. He's just like very confused. You do have, as I say, an opportunity to actually try all their stuff out. It's a nice thing with these types of events. With sim racing, and especially high-end sim racing equipment, unfortunately, there's not many opportunities to try it. There's basically Sim Formula Euro, this event, and Sim Racing Expo. You're not going to get these types of rigs and this sort of high-end sim equipment on stuff that's set up nicely anywhere else. I think, especially in the UK, where we're all too busy playing with our amazing plugs and probably just drinking. That seems to be what you do in the UK because there's nothing else to do. Look at this though, they've got Assetto Corsa set up, Lime Rock Park, he's driving around in what looks like the F2004 with a paint job on it, or yeah, it's the F2004 I believe with an Acertech paint job. That's what it seems like. It's hard to tell from this view, but you've got the Forte wheelbase there. You can see the lights illuminating on the wheel rim. Personally, I don't like the visual appearance of these wheel rims, but the actual functionality of them is absolutely fantastic. They're totally rock solid, and with the button boxes, you can replace the wheel rims on them with the different button boxes. So you can buy the wheel rims quite cheap. Button box is quite expensive, though I think it's about €500 or so. But then if you wanted like a Formula rim, a D rim, a circular rim, you can just stick whatever wheel rim you want on the button box. And of course you've got the quick release that works with the Forte and the La Prima and the other wheelbase. There's 3 wheelbases, I can't remember the name of them all. But I think they feel absolutely fantastic. As I said, I'm not a big fan of the visuals of the button boxes, but the actual quality of the feel of them, the usability, The lights can be set up to indicate if there's drivers next to you, all the stuff you'd expect from LEDs. You know, it's a really nice bit of kit. And the DD motors as well themselves are super smooth. I mean, borderline indistinguishable, the feel of the force feedback wheels from SimUcube and other really high-end direct drive wheels. I think we're actually in a situation now with the DD wheels where it's really hard to like pick one over another. Like the bigger differences with DD wheel bases mostly comes from the software. So obviously with the Setter Corsa, which has got the best force feedback, great. But then you play something like some cars in R-Factor 2 or iRacing, you know, and you're like, So the software's more important. I mean, Gran Turismo, you know, Forza. The software's more important than the actual differences between these high-end wheelbases. They're all pretty damn good now. I quite like these flight cases. Oh look, no food or drinks allowed in the sim rigs. I need that on my rig in case someone dared to get in the Game of Muscle rig with a sandwich, or I mean I may need it for a reminder for myself to not get in my sim rig with porridge, which we repeatedly do. But yeah, look at the flight cases. You could roll yourself down the high street on the sim rig here. But nice T-slot rig as well. PC on the back of it. They obviously trust in the solidity of their T-slot. If the PC is not going to fall off, it's strapped on, but. You know, we have the Asetek Sim Sports, the Forte pedals there. I think they feel all right, but the brake pedal, in my opinion, is not the nicest feeling brake pedal. I'm more of a Housenfeld and a ImSim pedal fan. But here we go, look, here's the more wheels. Lots of options. So these different company wheels, but you can obviously put the we've got cube controls there, GSI. You can obviously use those other high-end wheels with the Asetek quick release. And check this out, we have the quick release, we have the universal sort of button screw mount, and then we have extension I don't know what you call them, just extensions. Just extensions. So you find with like some like Formula rigs, or if your monitors, you want your monitor closer to you, these extensions are really good for allowing you to position your monitor in the perfect place. Really nice machined aluminium, I believe. Feels great, looks great. Some button caps there. You can get all these in different colours. The rotary encoders. $14.99 if you want orange ones. But yeah, Asetek is really fleshing things out and have been quite aggressively bringing out a lot of products in a short period of time. I think they've only been really going for 2-3 years, and they've got multiple button boxes, multiple wheel rims, and multiple sets of pedals. There doesn't seem to be much stopping of them. But that's a nice Asetek booth here. They've got a little bit of a crowd gathering, and they're also doing a hot lap competition. Is Overtake GG Rene on here? Rene Butler? No, he wasn't allowed on this one. He's not good enough. So yeah. Well, bad luck, Rene. There he is. Look at him. He's on the phone. He doesn't know. He doesn't know that he's been assaulted in this video for his terrible pace. We will go to the next booth here. Lots of this. It's the Cube controls. Check it out, guys. Cube controls are, what mountain are they in? No, they're in the 1.5 Trans-Antarctic. It's chilly in the Cube controls room, which is ironic, really, because Cube are based in Italy, and you'd expect it to be warm. I guess maybe not in the Italian mountains. So here we go. So we've got the guys here. can you show us one of your new wheel that you're showing off? Hello there, Mr. GSI himself. We need to catch you later to talk to us about your new wheels. Well, here we go. This is early.
What's this one called?
GT Pro V2.
GT Pro
Oh,
V2.
there you go. So hang on, earlier we had an Acertech guy in the coffee racer. So this is it's all a scam, guys. They're all working together to take your sim racing money. It's all they pretend to be different companies, but it's all the same.
So this is a copy of a GSI.
It's
We improve it.
now. So
No,
you need to explain it in Italian, though.
No.
Yes.
That's my best Italian. No,
That's universal.
But they make great wheels. They make great wheels, and we're all good friends.
So, after this video, there's going to be black eyes, and but okay. So yeah, can you talk me through your new wheel?
Definitely, yes. Yeah.
Do you want to hold on to that and then...
Hello, everyone. It's Fabrizio from Cube Controls. We have a bunch of new steering wheels. This is the new GT Pro V2. It's available with different rims. So basically, the customers can choose between a D-shaped steering wheel, round steering wheel, or otherwise we have the Zero one, which is available in rubber, suede, or perforated later. Here also we have the D-shaped rims in perforated later suede, or this kind of version is everything is perforated later. This steering wheel is dual mode, so the customer can use it via Bluetooth or through the connecting cable, USB cable. And also we have here the new GTX2, which is available in different colors, so green, as you can see here, white. There you can see the red version, there, which is really, really cool. And also it is available in total black. Yeah. Also here we have the new Mercedes AMG GT Edition sim wheel, which is basically the same steering wheel that you can find in the real car, the GT2 and Truck Series, but it has been optimized for sim racing with some wise improvements like the Bluetooth module, QCon USB cable, RGB backlit buttons, and 2 joysticks, 2 rotaries, but it shares the same pedals, same shape, and same grips. So basically, it's the same steering wheel.
Awesome. And so one of the things that they actually showed me the other day was the USB cable attachment, which I thought was really cool. If you can show me that on camera. So obviously, if you've got, if you mount your wheel, these wheels, you mount them through a USB cable, but they've got this really cool magnetized connection, So
that's correct. So basically, this is the new USB magnetic cable. It is very helpful to avoid any break in case of accidents, and it is a game changer in the sim racing.
Game changer, guy.
Definitely.
Game changer.
Yes.
No, but it's actually if you give it a tug.
Yeah.
There's quite a few innuendos in this
have
video.
2 magnets here and here, and it's very easy to plug in, and very reliable, I would say. Yeah.
No, it's really nice. And then this wheel's their real Mercedes wheel, and then they've got their sim version, which is just.
Here we have the same solution, so basically,
awesome.
It's a plug and play.
And if you could just show us, so those are their new wheel that you just talked through, but then if you were to just show the cheapest wheel that you've got available, so obviously this is again more high-end equipment. If you're more experienced with sim racing, or you've got a few more pennies to spare, but the most affordable wheel that you've got for people that maybe want to get into the Cube ecosystem.
It's called EF Core, and it is I will say the Cube Control Center level steering wheel, because here we have no backlit buttons, but we have the same USB magnetic cable, we have the Bluetooth module, as you can see here, and we have a bunch of customizations here available, like the new aluminum paddle here, and also the clutches, as you can see here. Everything is configurable through the software, the Cube Control software. Also you have here 2 joysticks, 2 rotaries, and thumb encoders. Also here we have our mid-range, I will say, steering wheel, which is the F Pro. It is well known in the sim racing community. That was probably the first steering wheel of the new generation. Yeah, was born like 2 years ago, and it is being released after the ADAC SimRacing Expo. And this is actually our top-selling product, which is very, very good. And also here we have our top-notch steering wheel, which is called CSX3. And this is very well known in the sim racing community. We got a lot of positive feedbacks from professional drivers and sim racers. Basically, this is the same steering wheel with the LCD screen, but here we have the possibility to add 2 additional paddles, as you can see here. So basically, you can like assign different functions here as you prefer. And also here we have a new prototype that we are developing in collaboration with Mercedes-AMG. This steering wheel will be released this year, and is still under developing, of course.
But most importantly,
yes,
just most importantly of all, guys, he's failed to mention it. The proudest product that Cube have produced, and the best, probably the highlight of everything they've ever shown off. A true innovative product that will blow everybody's minds. Without further ado, it's the Cube sock. Absolutely
yes.
beautiful,
yeah,
but
look at this. Yeah.
it does have so like on the bottom on the heel, it's got like a gel sort of heel.
Pad. Here we have a gel pad on the heel and a PVC sole. Basically, it provides you a superior grip, and it can be used perfectly with the brake pedal of the SP1 pedal set, which is another top-selling product from Cube Controls.
Yeah, okay, awesome. So, but sadly though, in order to use this sock, you do have to amputate the lower half of your leg, which is a bit of an oversight, but you know, they're passionate about wheels and leg amputation at Cube. So thank you for taking us through that. Check out their pedals as well, guys.
Those pedals are a really good product as well. Those are CNC machined aluminum anodized in blue. Here we have the throttle pedal with a carbon front plate. And here you can adjust the spring preload, and the brake pedal is the most complex pedal that we have. Basically, it's a mix of hydraulic solution and load cell, because here we have an hydraulic damper. It's fully adjustable from here. Load cell 200 kilograms, and also we have a system. Basically, we have a damper, an elastomer, and a spring. We also offer a performance kit to our customers as an additional part with 3 different types of elastomers and springs. So it's a really great solution because the customers can adjust the stiffness and everything else. Yeah.
Thank you for taking us through everything
Thanks
there. Really
you.
appreciate it.
Cheers from Cube Controls.
Great to meet you and the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
Now, can you
Come
do?
visit us in Italy, Sardinia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take you up. I'll take you up on that offer. Can you now do the whole thing again in Italian?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Andiamo.
Right, okay. Thanks to Cube Controls there for that little demo there. We also have their rig set up. We've got some motion going on with the equipment actually there. You saw that briefly before, but nice. And these rigs actually, the Forox rigs, I can't pronounce it. We'll check them out later. They've got a whole booth here, and that's quite interesting what they've done with those. But we'll check them out later. That's in another booth. But that was the Cube Controls booth. Cube producing. I would say you've sort of like got GSI and Cube are like probably two of the most well-known high-end wheel manufacturers. Is it Bavaria SimTech as well? There's a couple of them, but Cube and GSI are definitely up there in terms of being recognisable by a lot of sim racers. So here we go. We have the Digirac Sim Centre. They've got a carpet on the floor. They've got a mat. Digit racks, and I'm not sure which mountain range they're in. They're in the Alps. They're in the Alps. That's nice. 1.4. It's the post-beta launch of the Alps, and we have here some. Oh, they finished off. We have these guys here, guys. What they can show us in their manual. These guys, and maybe they can start the laptop up. We'll come back round. We'll rotate it around. We'll come back to you in a minute. So we've got Simware EU here, and they are using the Forte wheels with a nice wheel rim. I'm not sure which wheel rim they've got on there, but it's a nice smaller rig, which is great for younger sim racers that have yet to ruin their lives with sim racing. We have a track racer here with a guy driving the MX-5 like a beast around the best track in the world. It's Brands Hatch with a Simucube wheel rim on that, and I think that's on a Simagic wheel rim on the Simagic base. Sorry, they've all got the same name, and we actually have the Simagic H pattern shifter there, which isn't cheap, but actually does feel really quite nice. And also, it's got a quick option on the Simagic one where you can go from H to sequential. So it's like the Fanatec one, SQ 1.5. This is a bit more clicky as a H pattern shifter compared to the Fanatec, a little bit more defined. You can also adjust the stiffness of the shift as well, so quite a good, compelling option. What this does have, the Simagic H pattern has over the Fanatec and some of the other H patterns on the market, is I think it has 8 gears, but you notice it's got like a jacket which you can lift up for reverse and then the other gears. So if you play stuff like Euro Truck Sim and you want those extra gears, then it can be could potentially be a good option to go for. I'm sure Lawrence de Soswa has done a review on that, so you'll have to check that out, or just Google Simagic H pattern shifter. And then we have the Simagic handbrake there, which is I think it's on a load cell with elastonomer providing resistance. But nice bit of Simagic kit there. I actually had to go on this rig earlier, and it did actually feel really nice to drive. Obviously, anything with a Seto Corsa is fantastic. So here we have. This was really interesting. They were just going on their way to leave, and I've come in at the last minute, and they've had to restart stuff. But that's awesome. So what these guys do is they do baseline driver training. So they do driver training, but they also have this really interesting software, which I had to go on earlier. And what this software does is it allows you to train your accelerator and brake pedal input, but basically totally independent to the simulator. Now, obviously, they have a whole load of stuff you can go through, so you can do different brake traces of existing stuff on existing tracks and profiles. But the really nice thing is, and this is early software, it's still in development, so things are going to change as they move forward with this. What was really cool with this is that if you wanted to set up your pedals and you want to get a good feel for your pedals, independent from your sim, and make sure that your pedal is working how you want it to, and following the brake trace. If you could go, can you go through the thing again? So maybe you can talk us through it actually as you do it.
Yeah,
Here we go. No pressure.
Yeah. But yeah, here I'm going. I imagine going down the straightaway, coming down to my braking zone. Here you can see my brake trace. I need to copy. I've just started here. Going down to the brake, going on the brake, and now releasing the brake slowly and going on the gas again out of the corner. So that is the point of the program, learning these sort of things.
So I think that what this program really does as well is that if you are new to the concept of trail braking or applying the throttle or understanding telemetry and how the telemetry relates to pedal input and then training a bit of muscle memory for that, this is a really nice piece of software that makes that really, really clear. And especially if you're like brand new to motorsport and brand new to like trying to understand telemetry and how things operate and what you should be doing and what looks like a good brake trace, what looks like a good throttle trace, I think it's a really interesting piece of software. Still in development, as I say, but they're here at Sim Formula Europe to show it off. It's Tommy.
Yes, it is.
So, and you're the programmer or the owner?
I'm the owner, the founder of it, and the idea man, because I'm a driver coach and a mental coach. So I don't know anything about programming, but I just got the idea what I want to learn the drivers, because I can see where the drivers can develop.
You say a mental coach. Does that just mean that you're crazy Actually, you just shout at the driver.
No. The other way around. The other way around. So no, trying to go into your head, into your feelings to get the best out of you instead of just say, hey, do this. So much more holistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, sim racers don't have any feelings, so must be tricky.
I think they have. You can see that. So being able to not driving on their feelings but on their plan. So this is also. So the more you know about yourself, training like this, the better you will be because it's not about feelings. It's about you.
Yeah, so earlier on, he's not got them on display at the moment, but he's got a whole program to go through where he breaks it all down, and it's a good way of being able to analyse what you're doing. Because obviously, in motorsport and sim racing, especially for esports high end, a large part of it is the mental game consistency, and because you can memorise certain inputs, but if on the day something's slightly different or you can't get into that mindset, that's going to be a big a big decider of if you win or not.
Yes, it is. It's there's a lot of fixed setup and so on. So it's all up to the driver in the end. So the driver with the best mindset, can we say it like this? The best mindset, and also with the best feeling and the best pedal input to know how to do things. This driver will win.
So, what's the actual name of the software though? Because the company's baseline driver training. Is that the name of the software's baseline driver training as well?
Yes, it is.
Can people just Google that?
People can Google that on baselinedrivertraining.com. Then you're on our webpage.
Okay.
And then you can see it there.
Awesome. Thank you for taking the time for showing it. Google their website, guys. Check it out. Learn how to use your brake pedals, or you'll be like me, crying, drinking tea, and being terrible at sim racing. But thank you very much. Really nice to chat with you.
Thank you.
Right, there we go, guys. So that's that side of the room here. Now we have over here Digit Racks Sim Rig. I think sim companies compete on trying to make harder and harder to pronounce products at every expo that you go to. It's like, oh dear. But we have a nice SimMagic wheel base on there, the bit of off-road driving with the F4 car. Actually, weirdly, at the Nürburgring GP track, they do a off-road, like a rallycross event in Tata's F4 cars. They used to, I don't know if they do it anymore. They put off-road tyres on the Formula car. Google that, it's actually crazy to watch. But here you go, you've got 4 actuators on this rig, moving around nicely, quite a lot of movement. Personally, I'd have it a little bit tamer, but sometimes you want to show things off at a trade show and make it exciting for people. We have the look like housing valve pedals on there, and we also have fans blowing at you. For those of you that haven't seen that, you can have fans that are controlled by the speed that you're going at, and then they blow your hair. If you have hair, they blow your hair, but you would think, so these sort of sim racing fans, I have some at home, you would think that they were silly, because obviously in real life you have a race helmet on, or you're sat in a car and you wouldn't feel wind, but actually when you're sim racing, it's really nice having a breeze on you, especially if you're in VR, and B, even though it is a little bit absurd, not entirely literal, it does add to a sense of speed, and it does feel right. It shouldn't, but it does. And as I say, if you've ever done VR, they've got a HP reverb there. If you've ever done VR, having wind blowing you and stuff moving really brings you into VR. So it doesn't really make sense, but I guess it removes that sense of feeling like you're in a indoors. It makes you feel like you're outside. I think that's why it tricks your brain more than it probably should do. We have a nice collection of pens here. Oddly shaped pens. They look like they're ready for insertion. Did you know, fun fact about Holland here, guys, you can buy paracetamol in suppository form. I didn't know. I went to buy some paracetamol and was surprised. I didn't buy those ones, but the person in the shop was confused, and I had to be extra clear that I wanted stuff to put in my mouth, not in my bottom. But there you go. Next time you're in Holland or the Netherlands, it's good to know. It's good to know that. It was a surprise to me. Moving on from the topic of from that topic onto pedals and sim racing equipment, we have the Acertec Sim Sports Forte wheels here. We've already seen the Acertec booth there, all over the place. And then we have some wheels on display. Let's just come around here. Nice little display unit. People clicking on buttons. This is how you check out wheels. You just click them. Everyone likes clicking buttons. What did you think of? What do you think of it?
I like it a lot. It's lightweight, so
yeah. And
And
you're going to get one yourself.
He's under the spotlight now.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, no, so it's nice, you know. So you do get to fiddle around with stuff and see what you think of it. We've got some more wheels on display here. The VPGT. Is that? Why is everyone name stuff so complicated?
Come on,
yeah, but I'm not very bright, so no. This is what happens when you do YouTube. Your brain falls out of your nose and nothing makes any sense. So we've got those wheels there. Do you guys make those wheels yourself? Can you talk us through them quickly?
Yeah, of course. I show you. Well, I start from this one.
Yep.
It's the first, the last one we released. Is the VPGT.
Complicated.
No, so more complicated. It's full carbon fiber steering wheel, 300 millimeter, and it's, for me, it's the best wheel in the market. No, no. Well, it's specific for GT3 cars. It's really lightweight, and we are very happy for the final result. And that's all.
Awesome. And I think, do you know what? I think we might be related maybe a little bit.
Come on, Manny.
I'm too small for that.
Manny is my other
oh, there you go.
partner in crime.
Awesome.
No?
Nice to meet you guys. Let's
Yeah, nice to meet
you too.
Fist bump.
Yeah.
We'll have to chat
nice
later
to
a
meet
bit
you.
as well. But also we have some Sim Magic stuff over here. Oh, wait, what's your website?
vpgsim.co.uk.
Here.
There you go. vpgsim.co.uk. Hang on, you're a UK company?
Yes, we are.
I thought you'd be like
But
Dutch or
with
German.
Italian her.
No,
Because
we're
we are
Italian.
Italian.
Yeah.
But we moved to the UK
Where-
because we like the weather.
Where are you based in the UK?
Near Snetterton.
Near Snetterton.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
So East Anglia.
And you drive around the track yourself?
Every day.
Every day.
But he prefers him.
with your wheels.
Yeah, of course. That's what I
Yeah.
do.
Awesome, cool. I'll catch you guys later. It'd be good to chat with you. But there you go. We've got the Sim Magic stuff here, and that's nice to see. And what we got here? Some simware.eu equipment with a nice hydraulic handbrake. Is this bolted to the table? Do you think? Let's have a little pull. Oh, it is. There you go. It actually feels really nice. So you can, with it being bolted to the table, you can actually get a feel of it. A little bit of table movement, but that's cool. Right. Out of the Alps and underneath the tropical tree. We need like a velociraptor to suddenly come through the window. Maybe someone can add that as a special effect. Right, okay, we're getting carried away. Out of the Alps, and we continue. We have now a strange man in a green top over here. Bit of a weird guy. What's this? This is Overtake. Why is it called Overtake, Mr. Rene? When you have never taken a car in your entire life or career in Sims or real life.
But that's exactly the reason. I thought, like, dream big. One day, maybe, I will overtake a car as well. I did once. It was
like,
on the Autobahn.
He's like, I did once, and his eyes wistfully look into the distance. Yes, it
was such a
black
good
and white.
moment. Wasn't it? Wait, I overtook you in the Dream Team series.
You lapped me, yes. So, look, we got to... You can't drive. Keep the narrative going.
Yeah, sure, I can't.
There you
Everyone
go.
knows that.
Admit defeat. You. That was a track that you knew.
So, was it?
Yes.
Which was it?
He didn't. None of us knew it. I'm just trying to make excuses. Tell us a little bit about Overtake quickly. I know this is difficult for you. Okay.
Quickly,
Five
basically,
seconds.
big community
5,
with
4,
race department,
3,
articles,
2,
news, guides,
1,
tutorials on
0,
YouTube, Twitch, and website.
Okay, that's pretty good. So check out Overtake, guys. We've done a lot of stuff with them. I've been in their studio. Well, I've not been in their new studio. We have to check out the new studio. But I've been in their old studio. We've done stuff with them. Emery does stuff with them. Who else has done stuff with you? Everyone's done stuff.
Elsie now.
Yeah.
She's with us. Emily's still there. P1 TV Michael. Who else? We got Bram, the original race department guy, obviously.
Lots of people, guys.
James Baldwin we had.
James Baldwin, you might not know him. He's a bit of a new sim racer.
Yeah, I think he has talent though.
Yeah, he might. If he practices a bit, he maybe has a chance.
A bit more.
Yeah, yeah. So, right. On that note of James Baldwin, the fast James, the talented James, the successful
Right here.
James. Oh, thank you. See, there we go. The money's in the post. Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Overtake, guys. You need to check it out. They do loads of guides. You know Overtake. If you haven't seen their adverts or you haven't seen them before, I don't know what you're doing on the internet. They have. Can you tell us about this rig you've got set up here quickly?
Yeah,
SimLab rig.
SimLab P1X Pro. So, it's a typical aluminium rig, right, with the SimCube SE2 Pro base. In this case, it's quite cool because it has the WSC push and pull shifter. So you shift up like this, shift down like that.
You like a bit of push and pull, don't you?
You've got your T, I got that. It's really cool handbrake, obviously. So I think we should get you in at some point, doing a bit of rallycross.
Do you know what, guys? Let's jump in quickly now.
Let's
do it now. Let's go now. Really, I'm going to literally 2 seconds.
Like automatic assist, brake assist.
I think I can manage
that you use.
I think I can manage the gear shifters. I'll try my best. Right, guys, here we go.
The keyboard to do that. There you go.
The trusty Logitech keyboards coming out here.
So it's always the same on events, man. It's always these ones.
Everyone's using those Logitech keyboards. Right, let me get this focused on here. We're just going to do, don't worry guys, we're not going to do a long drive on this. We have the SimLab pedals on this as well. And of course this is using the good dirt rally, the one that's not chronically stuttering and the one that has lots of content in it. EA Codemasters, what happened? Right. Oh dear. Okay, it's improving. Game development's hard and it's improving. So, really not actually, what's cool with this? Oh, look at this. You can get a Rene at home if you want. He charges £30 a minute and he will he'll adjust your rig.
Good money, man. It's too far away.
It's too far. He's overestimated my my width. This has turned into a disaster. Right, so on this rig, the rally rim's nice. It's push. I've never actually used a push-pull shifter before. That's interesting. Ultra-wide monitors, as I say, personally, I love ultra-wide monitors. Nice and simple, easier to set up. Great. Let's just drive quickly here. And this is going to be really weird. Oh, one-handed with the microphone. Oh, look at this.
Give me the microphone.
No, that's all right. This is how you drive rally cars, and this is a good demonstration of the push-pull. Actually, it's surprisingly intuitive. This is the very first time I've driven a push-me-pull-me shifter, and they've got the wheel set here. Nice, really nice. SimCube wheel on this, and as you can see, that's the advantage of a push-pull-me shifter. Obviously, there's actually quite a few sim racers that obviously don't have full mobility of both hands, so this type of solution can not only be great for rally driving with you or any car where you're using a handbrake, so you take your hand off, that's why you've got to push me pull me, so you can handbrake if you need to. But if you have accessibility, only one arm, you can then still sim race. So it's actually a nice solution and helps make things more accessible. Look at this. I have to say, I really like the original Dirt Rally, and Dirt Rally 1, Dirt Rally 2. Great features, perfectly fine handling, great force feedback, great graphics. And it's a bit sad with WRC. We won't go on about it too much, guys, but rally games are, for me, a bit of a passion. I think it's a shame that there aren't more rally titles in sim racing. Look at this one-handed drive here. The force feedback's on pretty strong, actually, and my arm is pretty weak. So look at that, a bit loose. I need one of those lorry things with the handle on it. They've bravely put the Alcantara wheel on this, and it's already shown a bit of Expo wear on it. But let's get out of this rig. SimLab rig, really nice. At home, I have the P1X cockpit, which is a really nice rig to use as well. Totally rock solid. So great. That's a great bit of equipment, and that is the Overtake booth here. and that was Rene over there. Let's get back over here. So it's nice to chat with you, Rene, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, enjoy.
But thanks for the little drive on the rig. And
Did you break your fingers?
yeah, it's all one hand. I'm now really strong in the right arm, but nowhere else.
I thought that was due to something. It's fine. No worries. It's due to the
I
tea
thought
bags.
I was being bad. It's
due
due
to
to
the
tea bags. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
This video's already got far too many innuendos in it. This is getting worse and worse. Thank you for that. Take care. Check out Overtake GG, guys. What have we got over here? Let's go on to Track Racer. Oh, we've got a big big man in the way. Almost a collision there. God, I'm crashing into people in Sims, and now I'm crashing into people in real life. So here we have the Track Racer refined gaming booth. They do have a couple of things here that are actually quite interesting that I think you guys haven't seen before. So on this rig here, we have the new Track Racer direct drive base, which is a 12 Nm DD base. It's still in development, so there's nothing really fully public, but it does work. It feels like a 12 Nm DD wheelbase. They are still tweaking and adjusting the software, and I believe even the motor in this is actually going to be swapped out. So this is very much Track Racer sort of developing their own servo base and their own technology, so that Track Racer can basically offer everything as a turnkey solution. So they've got also Track Racer monitors here, which are actual Track Racer monitors. Obviously they'll have got a panel from a panel manufacturer, but they are Track Racer monitors. You have the Track Racer rig. This is actually one of the new rigs, and what's really cool with this rig is you see the joints at the bottom. It's quite different. They have this bracket that opens the rig out, which is really cool how that operates, and gives you a bit more space for your feet underneath the rig. And it's something that I've not seen on a T-slot rig before. Also, these brackets here are different to what you typically see on T-slot rigs. You normally have this, you see how the chair is mounted. You normally have that kind of a solution for the edges. So it's quite elegant and neat metal attachments to make the Track Racer T-slot rig have its own visual style to it. And lastly, on these rigs, it's quite interesting, is you have this mat on the bottom here that the rig's on, which I want one of these myself. I want a Game of Muscle branded one. These mats, let's get the camera sorted out there. The mats have LED lights around them. As you can see, there's like a bit of a Dutch disco rave taking place. I think they're going to sell those for, I think they're about £50. I'm not sure if they're on the market now. We had a brief conversation about it yesterday. Are they £50 or you're not selling them? Depends. Someone's done too much talking and they've lost their voice.
Yeah, I lost my voice, but I will seek for the website.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Information in a minute.
Okay, we'll come back to you later. But so they got the Track Racer mat there, and I think that's actually pretty neat. I would like a glowing mat under my sim rig, to be honest. Let's straighten this back up and let's keep going. So you've got the new. Say they've got the direct drive wheels. They've got different strength direct drive wheels that they're doing. They've got a Track Racer wheel rim. They've got a Track Racer rig, Track Racer handbrake, Track Racer sequential, Track Racer monitors, Track Racer mat, Track Racer pedals, and they've got a Track Racer wheel rim as well there, which is in development still. They've got everything going on. So yeah, and then they've got their other booths, their other rigs that they've had for quite a while. So in terms of at this event, there's a Lawrence de Soswa there. We've just seen him zoom past. Hello. Hello. You're in the Super Live Insanity Virtual Tour. Hang on. Let's rotate the camera around here. There he is. Look at this.
By far the best tour of the expo is done by you.
Well, you know, I'm not going to deny the compliments. What have you thought of Sim Formula Europe so far? Interview muscle.
It's been mad because I didn't have super high expectations. For years, people have been saying it's a good event and there's a good atmosphere and stuff. It's way better than I expected. Cool to see big companies here. some nice little surprises, like Last Garage, love the Sim software, a lot of cool trading. There's a bit more software here, which is something we're really missing from SimRacing Expos, because it's not just about the hardware. We're also missing a little bit of, well, a lot of entry-level hardware. It would be cool to see entry-level hardware here. It's all getting very refined and very, very nice. And even like you see track racers coming in, coming in hot at a high end. So maybe a little bit more to satisfy the lower end and stuff. But yeah, it's a great expo. I think it's well worth coming to, especially if you're on mainland Europe. It's easy to get to. So.
Yeah, it's a little bit. This is a little bit closer than SimRacing Expo in Dortmund, but not only like an hour closer, I guess. But I agree with you. I think it'd be really nice to have more super entry-level stuff. Like Logitech should be here, Thrustmaster should be here, and they should have some stuff on tables.
100%.
But my thing, I think, which is I'd like to see more events like this, because you probably get it to your community. There's very few opportunities for people to try high-end equipment that's been set up and try all the high-end equipment side by side, which is the only way you can really have an informed view. I mean, you can watch Lawrence videos, review videos, which you should go and do. Subscribe to Lawrence de Soswa. But there's all the YouTubers that do review stuff, Boosted Media, myself, Random Call Sign, everyone will say, ultimately, we can highlight the stuff. We can go, well, we like this, we like that, this could be better, this could be worse. You can't be trying it for yourself. You have to try it yourself, 100%. Don't you?
And the great thing about this expo is it's not a super busy expo yet. It will get busier and busier. If you want to get on a rig, there's a good chance you don't have to wait for too long. So it's like it's a little hidden gem if you are in the market right now. I know that people in the chat are going to, in your comments, are going to say it. We need a SimRacing Expo in the USA, and we need all our subscribers to help us to get there as well.
We need a UK as well.
No, nobody cares about that.
No, USA.
No.
Where would we have a holiday? Where would we like to go?
They'll answer that in the chat. I'd say East Coast, West Coast, could be Canada. Canadians, there was a vicious rumor about one in Toronto last year.
Right, let's do that. So make it happen, guys. Make SimRacing happen in America, and we can have a nice holiday. We won't even go to the expo. We'll just be on holiday. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Oh, he's bloody influencers. Otherwise, anyway,
we'll get him in a NASCAR. We'll get you in a NASCAR.
I wouldn't say no. I'll probably end up crashing, but great to see you. We had a nice Italian last night. It was romantic. We actually had a candlelit dinner.
That was great.
Yeah.
I got to bed at 5 a.m. So.
Oh, you were out partying? I went to bed early because I'm boring.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
You wouldn't have liked it.
No, was it? Did you go raving?
Yeah.
Were you on the boat? There was a party boat. Did that not happen?
There was no boat party, but we ended up in like an underpass. And there's this club. It's like
Hang on, this video has got a lot of innuendos, and now it turns out that they found themselves in some weird Dutch nightclub. Was there?
It was like everything you're imagining right now. That's what it was.
Oh no! So you can come to do sim racing, or exactly what you expect you'd find in Holland.
Yeah, a bit of Dutch techno.
A bit of okay. Well, I'll talk to you about that later. If you watch Lawrence walk away with a waddle, we'll know what happened.
No. It was that what you guys were imagining. That's not what happened.
Okay, great to see you. Subscribe to Lawrence de Soswa, really good reviews, live streams, and Thiago again. He just wants to get on camera. He can't help himself. Thank you. See you soon.
Cheers.
Goodbye. Right, there goes Lawrence into the distance. Is he waddling? That is a little bit of a waddle, guys. I'm going to need to ask more questions about what happened there. So, back to the sim racing, and we have here the track racer continuation, where they are doing a little thing where they keep doing events where you have a chance to win. What can you win?
You can win actually today a lovely SimCube 2 Pro wheelbase if you compete in the finals and take the first spot, or you can do a hot lap challenge on our D-Box motion rig and you can win a Huizenfeld pedal set.
Okay guys, I will post under the video if I won in the comments, and we'll try that later. But there's a track racer car there as well. That's awesome. So you can come here and you can actually not only try stuff, but you have a chance of winning equipment, and not cheap equipment. So that's pretty damn cool as well for an event that's actually free to attend. Let's go into hang on, what mountain are we on now? Are we surpassed the mountains? Are we no, here we go. We are on the Verkoers, 1.3, the Verkoers. Danke voor het ilven van je... I speak Dutch. Thank you for recycling. whilst having too much caffeine. So we now have the Eau Rouge booth here, and they've got the Eau Rouge in development GT Formula rim, which is going for like a really nice minimal style of rim here. Screen in the middle, not illuminated right now, but what's nice with this actually, it looks totally different and very unique to anything else that I've ever seen. I think a lot of the wheel rims, you know, there's a lot of Formula rims, there's a lot of GT3 rims or GT rims. Not many circular rims, which is weird, because actually circular rims you'd think are the most convenient, but certainly not stuff that is this unique in design. I really like these, what look like elephant noses or nozzles. Behave, guys. I know what you guys are going to be like in the comments. It's Holland, there's something in the air. Really easy to access the buttons here, and if you had gloves on. But quite interesting design to that. We also have these Eau Rouge rigs here, which are really nice. Maybe we can get someone to talk us through them in a second. But so let's look at the one which is actually being used. Let's first go through it. Okay, more SimuCube stuff. You've seen that already. We've got one of the new Vario headsets. Vario do really high resolution VR headsets with eye tracking, foveated rendering. And they've actually just started to drop the price on them as well, so it's interesting to try those and compare them. I think Vario are feeling the heat a bit with the new sort of Meta headsets and all the pancake lens headsets and all the stuff that's happening this year in VR. Look at this though. This is some Asher Racing wheels. Asher Martin, absolute legend, and these wheel rims are really, really nice. The McLaren wheel with the rotary encoders, not cheap. The one without the rotary encoders will set you back. Well, it's got two rotors here, but this one's got two in the middle, two here, two here. This has got everything on it. This one will set you back $799 to $839, and this one will set you back $1,169. So, you know, more budget sim racing equipment. But I think if you were getting this sort of thing, you'd just buy one of these and probably use it for life. Though I guess some people buy hundreds of them and collect them. It depends how much money you've got, but you're getting into maybe like boat realm here. Over here we have the Eau Rouge motion platform. Would you all right to talk us through this a little bit?
Yeah.
So, can you introduce yourself quickly?
Hi, I'm Tom, founder of Eau Rouge, and this is one of our better products, like you experienced yourself last year at SimRacing Expo. I have to warn you though that it even got better than last year. If you nominated it best last year, it's even improved. So what we added compared to the one last year is the active seatbelt tensioner and SimuCube active pedals, which gives it more realism and a better performance still. The chassis is our known LMP chassis, which we upgrade with the cubic motion system. But in fact, I think it's quite particular. What we did is that we designed the chassis around the motion system. As we see that most motion systems are not responding or reactive enough to what we want to simulate, we incorporated the motion system into the complete design of the simulator. So we have better reaction times, we have better setup. It's not symmetric because what we try to simulate here is an LMP car, and in the end you're not sitting in a symmetric position either in an LMP car. So because of that, we have a different experience with VR when the car is pitching and the car is rolling. So yeah, it's a total experience simulator that we are building here, and it's mainly for training purposes. So we have some LMP3 and LMP2 drivers training in the simulator, and that's why we've built it.
So, like as you said, when I had a go at this at SimRacing Expo, it's the thing with a lot of these rigs is you have like the equipment. Obviously, you've got different wheel manufacturers, different wheelbase manufacturers, different servo motor manufacturers, but a huge part of whether or not a sim racer, a simulator is good to actually use is how it's configured and the setup of the software, the dialing in of the force feedback, the dialing in of the game itself, the simulator that's being used. the motion platform, and Eau Rouge as a company dial everything in. So if watching on the video now, it doesn't look like the rig is moving much. So you might think, oh, well, that's a bit boring for a motion rig. But what is going on is when you actually drive this, it feels super tight and responsive, like a real car. If you ever get a chance to go around a track with a high downforce car, it's so tight and responsive and immediate, and the little details come through. It's not like you're in a rowing boat. It's sharp. And also, if you're driving for training or you do a lot of sim racing, you want it to be responsive, and that is what Eau Rouge set up, and that's why. If you remember, we got a video back on the channel. You hinted to it. This was the best sim rig at SimRacing Expo, just mostly because of how it's set up and how refined it all feels. I think you're using R Factor 2 at the moment with this, and again, it almost didn't feel like R Factor 2. I like R Factor 2 myself, but this rig made it feel like a different simulator, that's how much effect you can have by setting things up well. So are you still using the Vario headset on this?
Yeah, we do, because it's from everything we've been testing, it's still the best there is for the moment as a reference. There are some other brands catching in, of course, but for us it's still the best reference for the moment. And they dropped in price, like you said before, so that makes it more interesting for people to go into high resolution VR headsets.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things with the Vario, because of the eye tracking, again they use these for driver training, and the eye tracking is really useful to make sure that drivers are looking into the distance or looking at the apex and looking in the right place, which seems like a small thing, but is a really common mistake that new drivers make. They're looking the wrong place, or the coach doesn't know what they're looking at to be able to coach them properly. So
yeah, that's what we use it for as well when we're using it as a coaching simulator. So it's not only the data acquisition that we use, but also the eye tracking, and then we do overlays between the captured images, the eye tracking, and the data. And sometimes you can even improve quickly on just by looking at the eye tracking and showing the drivers where to look and looking at the apex to better approach it. So yeah, it's a complete package, and that's what it's great for.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time. Hang on, let's get my face on here. We're both magic. I'm learning how to use this camera still. Thanks for taking the time for showing us through this.
Thanks, James.
I'll have a brief look at your other rig you've got on the front there, but again, Eau Rouge, guys, you need to check out their website, and you're based at Zolder.
Yeah, we have an experience center at the Zolder track, and we're trying to expand to other tracks in Europe as well, so always welcome to
Brands
test.
Hatch.
Silverstone.
Silverstone, fair enough. Yeah, that's actually close.
As a first drop in the UK, that would be good enough, and then we go Branch Hats perhaps.
There we go. They're getting taking over the world. Eau Rouge.
Yeah, definitely. Together with Gamer Muscle, of course.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Cheers.
See you. Okay, right. That's Eau Rouge, guys. They've got the rig here. That other rig. I actually really like how they've managed to set these T-slot rigs up in a kind of unique configuration that makes them look really different, and the paint job on them. Subtle, but again makes it look different from your sort of bog standard T-slot rig. Also, check out this seat. They've got these because this seat is, I think it's glass fibre. Obviously, glass fibre needs to be mounted in something, otherwise it will bend and warp. So they've got these really cool carbon fibre arms that hold the seat, so that a fatty like me can sit in it, and the seat doesn't fold in half, which is always handy. Unless you wanted to simulate a car accident, which maybe you do want to. But I think that's quite a unique and novel arrangement that I don't think I've seen on any other sim rigs that I'm aware of. And also, here we go, we've got this the dash on this one. Custom button boxes. Obviously, they build this as like turnkey solutions, and they can build to whatever someone wants. They're selling these for a pretty penny to people that have specific wants and needs. This is like 50 Shades of Grey territory. We're back there again. God, dear guys. We've got an Elgato there. Not an Elgato. We've got a Stream Deck as a button box. Really good. I have 2 of those on my rig. Highly recommend them, guys. One of the best sort of value button boxes for being able to set up however you want. Asher Racing McLaren wheel there with the screen on it. And I quite like the dash on here. I'm if I was them, they've got this, which is obviously like mirroring what you'd have on the real car dash. Wouldn't be able to see it in VR, obviously, but what they should do is have a hole on the back, and then mount fans into it, and then the fans could blow onto the driver through these holes. I think that could be pretty cool. But that's that rig, and then more of the same sort of stuff over here. And then they've got their cool little orange Max Verstappen style go-kart rig. You have a lot of obviously people doing go-karting. They want to do go-kart training, and a big part of simulation when it comes to training for real life is being in exactly the same seating position as your actual vehicle, or in this case your actual go-kart. So it all just feels natural, and it all links up, and you build up that positional memory, that feeling, that comfort, you know, because with real driving and motorsport, you're battling over such tiny fractions of time. All these little things that would seem stupid and superfluous actually add up and can give someone a bit of an edge. It also means that people can manufacture specific sim rigs to sell to people that have a lot of money. So it's good for business, and it's good for race drivers, and it's bad for sim fans who can cry themselves to sleep every night with the thought of how much all this stuff costs. But look at this hydraulic pedal with customizable springs on it. Absolutely crazy stuff with a nice little screen in front to look at. R-Factor 2 they use again with this. You've got it's the kart. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a kart experience. It's an add-on DLC for R-Factor 2. They used to sell it as a standalone, and then you could buy it as a DLC. It's actually really good. You've got a whole bunch of laser scan tracks. It's got PFI, Buckmore. There's a couple of tracks in there. They're really, really good quality track models, especially Buckmore Park, which is my local go-kart track, which is in there. You can really tell that it lines up and looks fantastic in the sim. So that is the Eau Rouge booth, and we now continue. Let's have a look over this balcony. First, we've got this Sim Arena entrance here. Sim Arena entrance here. That wasn't me saying here. It is here. They're very literal in the Netherlands. They've also done a really good job of cutting this sticker, so you can all right. So you can go through without breaking it. Hello. All right. So this is how you get down to the arena down here. We will go down there later. Yesterday they were doing esports here, and had an event with loads of people watching them do the racing. And the esports race they do here, I'll put a link in the description, is around a mod track in R-Factor 2 that's of Maastricht city. So it's like a really cool street circuit. But today, Sunday's this is a 4-day expo. Sunday's kind of the wind down day. Everyone's been out clubbing with Lawrence de Soswa. I don't know where he went. Clubbing and pole dancing, apparently. They're all this is their wind down and relaxed day. But as a result, you have a really nice hot lap competition going on. So you can jump in, see how well you do. Prizes available, signed stuff from the esport drivers, and a nice way for anyone to get involved and experience it for themselves and check it out and get a bit of that esports experience and see what it's like to drive on a stage. Look at that! It's a nice setup. We've got some it's bloody freezing outside, guys. We've got look at this. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. The the clouds of smoke from the heating for this venue. Must cost a fortune to keep buildings warm here. It is literally freezing outside. Mind-boggling. Right. Look at this nice indoor tree. Can't go wrong with a bit of indoor foliage, and it's legit and real. Not sure what type of tree it is. It looks kind of, I don't know. I'm not a tree doctor. Right. Let's see. Look at this, guys. We've got the ImSim guys here, and ImSim have a new simulator that they're showing off. So, if you haven't seen it, you need to check out our ImSim trip where we went to Porto to check out their simulators and their new pedals when they first launched them. the ImSim Talento pedals, absolutely fantastic feeling pedals, really nice progressive brake feel on them and quickly adjustable. This is the ImSim motion rig, which we've featured quite a few times now. Really elegant rig that has like the rear motion there. It's got a pivot point on it. You've got the tactile transducers, so you can feel the road surface all nice and sharp. You can also adjust the wheel rim on it to get it in position. But that's old hat. That's old hat. The new hat, ImSim are showing off for the very first time a new rig, a new monster ImSim rig, which they've gone more for like a car body, and actually something that looks a lot more vehicular and a lot more sort of futuristic. I'm not sure if ImSim were trying to build a sim rig or a flying car here. This looks like something out of a science fiction film. I think if you were to put some jetpacks behind it, you could actually fly in this. You'd probably have to be going close to the speed of sound though, because the wings are very small. But what you have with this is a new platform. They've taken elements of their previous motion platform with the way that you can set the wheel up and position the wheel, where you can push the wheel on it to adjust the height of it and get it all locked in. I mean, a quick adjustment there is just showing how it locks in. You can move the pedals forwards and backwards really quickly. You can move the chair forwards and backwards. Again, you've got the tactile transducers on the pedals. You have the speakers in the chair actually, which is really cool. So inside the chair, you have stereo speakers, which when you're driving, give you a really nice sort of spatial sound that makes it feel like you've got an engine behind you or next to you. And actually, having used it for the first time yesterday, a really cool thing with the speakers is that you can have it on pretty loud for the driver, but it's not too loud for people around it, which for home use might not be like the biggest factor, but if you were using this as like a promotional rig or at a trade show, you can have sound on without headphones. People can jump into the rig, adjust it quickly, but the drivers can hear it without disturbing everyone else. Like each driver on each rig can hear the audio of their game, which is really nice. Other thing with the rig, on the back here we've got a brake light, which is obviously useful so that when you brake, the sim rig behind you doesn't drive into the back of you. Sadly, iRacers would never use that obviously. They're playing Assetto Corsa though. ImSim made the right decision, correct simulator picked, so there will be use of the brake pedal, there will be feel, there will be detail, there will be excitement. So great they've done that. Obviously, as I say, iRacers never use the brake, especially in the F4 series. But look at that though, really nice. Look at it glowing. Really nice rig there. They are planning on selling these to people at home. Maybe Thiago could tell us a quick thing about it. So, hold the mic quickly there. Yeah. Right, quick. You've got to keep this brief.
Yeah.
Brief. Okay.
Very brief.
So first, let's get straight in there. How much will this sim rig cost someone if they want to buy it? If you have a price at the moment.
We are aiming at making it under 50k.
Under 50k.
Yeah.
Are you selling this to people at home or just for events?
Both.
Both? To anyone? Obviously you're selling it to anyone that wants to buy one.
Exactly.
When are you sending me 3 of them?
That's gonna be, I don't know. Let me think about that one.
Okay, that was a no. And if you had to pick, I'm gonna give you 3, you've got 3 features.
Yeah.
That's it. The 3 top things that you would highlight in this. And they've got to be, that's it, only 3. You can't say anything else. What are you gonna say? 3 things.
So design, ergonomics.
Hang on, design is too vague. That's like everything's design. 3 specific points, Thiago. Behave yourself. Come on.
Ergonomics. It's still the most comfortable thing I've ever tested, and I've tested a lot of rigs. That's for sure. The fact that the screen is fixed and everything is moving, so you can really use as much motion as you want, and also the fact that it just requires 1 cable. So there's 1 cable to the power, and then all the rest is integrated in 1 single system.
Awesome. Yes, actually, the screen thing, I know this is a bit contentious, a lot of people see a motion rig and then the screen's not moving, and I get it from a visual point of view. You're like, well, why is it not with it? It doesn't seem to make sense. From my experience on any rig I've used that's a motion rig, I think it's better when the motion rig doesn't move a ton, but the screen is totally separate. Because if the screen's wobbling, even when it's attached to the rig and you're moving with the screen, screens flex, they don't move perfectly. They're better static. Like, it really is better when the screen's, in my opinion, not attached to the rig. I mean, ImSim do a rig with the screen attached to it, if that's what you want. And, you know, I guess some people do like that. But, yeah, I think this is so much better, having it so the screen doesn't move, rig's independent, and in my opinion... they're really proud of the brake light. In my opinion, a static screen is the way to go. Right, so they've just finished. They've got a hot lap thing going on here as well. So if you came here, you could try your go at hot lapping. In terms of other equipment on here, for you guys that are equipment fiends, the pedals, as I say, they've got the SimRacing on there, and they've got an Asher wheel rim. So really nice, high-end stuff. I actually really like the ImSim equipment. I think it's a really elegant design, especially, I mean, their new rig does look nice. Personally, I wouldn't have one in my house, maybe in a different colour, maybe if it was like matte or something. I actually really like simple T-slot rigs. I like their original ImSim rig, to be honest. I think in many ways, I think that's like their sort of stands out. It's like there's no other rig that looks like this, so it's quite a unique looking rig, and when you drive it, the traction loss on the rear also feels surprisingly good, and it's surprisingly informative to drive this rig. But yeah, I really like what ImSim have done with their equipment, and I'd say it's quite a standout manufacturer of rigs, mostly though for events rather than home use. Right, we are speeding through here. We now have some Actroracer. Go and subscribe to Actro Vision if you haven't. But this is Actroracer. We've got the downforce, which is obviously required on a sim rig. We've shown these rigs off at SimRacing Expo. That stops the very light sim rig from taking off. Keeps it pinned to the flight case, the very small flight case. These rigs, the Actoracers, this is their older rig. So if you look at this, it's a full platform. This whole thing is a single unit. Well, not the flight case, but from there upwards. From there upwards, this is a single unit. This is our older rig. Quite chonky, but also I think quite impressive if you've got this at a racetrack, again, if you've got it at a fair or a theme park. Really nice OLED screens though, here, 4K OLED screens. But this is their older rig. Over here on the left, they have their new rig, which has a few new features. The big one that they're introducing is this floor. The floor tray on this is separate to the rig. So you've got the rig on top here, and then you've got this floor tray, which has the actuators. You see the actuators controlling the 4-point actuators for roll, banking, and suspension compression. But then the rig on top of that is a separate unit. So basically, someone could just buy that under part of the motion rig, and then they could put whatever they want on top of it. So it could be theatre seats, it could be a roller coaster sim. You know, these sorts of things are not just necessarily used for sim racing. There's a whole load of uses that are applicable to motion platforms. The other thing with this rig is they have these tensioners. And basically, because you've got the seat mover in, as well as the actuators for the 4 points, the seat mover tilts and can pitch left. You can do left, right, forwards, backwards. when it tilts forwards when you brake, that ends up pulling the tension of the belts automatically, which then tensions up on the driver. So when you're braking, you actually really feel something that approximates the sort of braking load that you get in a real car. And to be honest, I've not used this specific rig, but I've used the identical type of arrangement of these types of seat belts on the seat mover. It does feel really, really good. And by having the seat mover be separate to the actuators of the rig, in addition to the 4-point actuators, you end up with a really, really responsive feel from braking. Whereas if you just have the actuators on the bottom, it's not going to be quite as quick and snappy. And the seat movers, I know, again, it's divisive. Some people don't like it because it moves independent to the wheel and the pedals, and some people think that makes it feel mismatched and might throw them off. There's a lot of subjective preference to this, but in my opinion, that type of arrangement is the only thing that really captures the best the brutality of braking, and it's the best type of arrangement for this seatbelt type tensioner solution. Also worth mentioning, they have traction loss on this as well, which is quite nice. Obviously when the back of the car comes out, you can feel that in your bottom as the car rotates and the motion rig picks that up. But yeah, you know, these are not small rigs. Again, not budget rigs, but you can see where they have a place, again, for training, events. We also have the SimMagic wheel on there, SimMagic pedals. You notice in a theme here, we have a lot of SimCube, SimMagic, SimCube, and a lot of, there's a bit of takeover. It's sort of consolidating. Let's get this on me here. It's consolidating between 4 or 5 wheel manufacturers, even at 4-speedback wheelbases, even at SimRacing Expo. You know, SimMagic, Moser, SimCube, Fanatec as well. You know, there's it's getting more and more competitive. There's probably like 5 or 6 manufacturers, and then it's going to be interesting to see who stays on top and who keeps relevant moving into the coming years. Right, we now have another. Let me put this way around, with my ugly mug on the camera. I don't know what mountain we're on now. Hang on, we've got to find out what mountain it is. Let's go around here. We now have the Himalayan mountains version 1.1. We're going back in versions as you go through the mountain ranges. The Himalayans were basically they were perfectly formed straight away. They did one revision. It was a game-changing revision, obviously, like all updates to mountains. But 1.1, that's all you needed. So we're now in the I can't pronounce it wrong here. The Refrox room, and what they have here are a couple of motion rigs. The main thing that this company does is they come from a background of doing car panels and car body work, and so you can see that reflected in the rigs. Let me turn this camera around so I can point it better. Keep this first person and virtual. So here's a rig over here. Try and find one without a kid in it, trying to not point the camera at children. We have the rig here with their bodywork on it, and so quite a unique shape and panel design. And also, I think by having a rig like this, it definitely, when you're sat in it, when you've got like this kind of dash configuration, it does give you a sense of feeling like you're sat in an actual car. You know, you've got that dash in front of you, which at home doesn't necessarily matter, but if you're at an event or, you know, doing some kind of special training facility or something, having this kind of arrangement again can add a bit to the immersion, make it feel a little bit more special. And of course, it does mean people can do branding and all that kind of stuff, which is probably not that applicable for home users. We do have here a Moser racing wheel. I think it's the R12 on there. I've got one of those on my rigs at home at the moment. Look out for a review of one of them with the GT3 wheel rim on that. Really nice piece of equipment, great quality force feedback, and actually This is a more affordable direct drive wheel, so it's nice to see some stuff that's getting into the realms of affordability. The Moser also do some quite affordable actual wheel rims as well, you know, under £300. So they're still quite a lot of money, but you know, it's a lot less than the £500 to £1,500. Also on these rigs, they have 4-point actuators here, so you get the full motion going on. We've got the Housingveld pedals at the bottom, and Assetto Corsa with the Assetto Corsa event software on it. So nice and easy for people to jump in and do hot lap competitions. Look at that, we've got a floor mat. A few of these rigs arranged, but here we go, I saved the best to last here. We've got some Formula 1 car tyres, the Pirelli, we've got some softs, we've got some hards, we've got some purple tyres, we've got some red tyres, we've got some yellow tyres. But then we have this awesome Formula 1 cockpit here, set up with some very small, compact screens. Obviously this is the kind of thing that you could probably put in your back pocket. Very portable rig. You know, obviously, again, much more on the budget side. These are OLED screens. I think they're 72-inch or 65-inch, so tiny, as I say. But OLED screens, and if you've ever used OLEDs, guys, as I say, don't use an OLED screen because it will destroy you, because you won't be able to use an LCD afterwards. But look at this with Assetto Corsa around Imola? No, Imola, yeah. So look at that. So this rig has a pivot point in the middle. It's got 2 actuators on the back down here, so you can do roll, pitch, and all that goodness to get you immersed into what's going on. Inside the Formula cockpit here, they have a bunch of bass speakers in it, which give you a really nice sense of what's going on with the car, that you probably can't hear it from the microphone, but when you're driving, you can feel it through your backside and your bottom, which is the case of what you can feel if you drive a real car. You feel a lot through your back. A lot of the engine note, actually, in a real car is, on that sort of the engine feel is, you feel it rather than hearing it, especially when you're wearing a helmet. So bass speakers in these types of things and tactile transducers are a really nice immersive solution. I believe they've got Housingveld pedals hidden away. Can't see them obviously because they're in the nose cone. The pedals have a motor connected to a worm gear, which allows the person sat in the cockpit to move the pedals forwards and backwards. So kids, adults, adult children, small people, tall people, medium-sized people can get in there and all use it. Again, that's really important for this sort of rig that's going to be used in promotional environments. You've got the Fanatec podium there, which is integrated into the cockpit, and actually quite nice how the Fanatec podium just sticks out the top here. So they've done a good job of, as you can see here, just actually works well. So you can see the podium and you'll be able to see the actual wheel settings and adjust it whilst you're sat in the cockpit. Let's see if I can get a nice drive into the wall. Fortunately, this doesn't have realistic injuries, otherwise this man would be hospitalised, but you know, there we go, into another wall. He's been to the School of Game and Muscle Driving for sure. So Formula rim, podium, all integrated, and that's, as I say, this company, their background is doing like Porsche Cup cars and a bunch of race car bodywork. They're probably having to churn out a lot of bodywork due to all the accidents that happen. So they're on it and they're in a position to mould these kind of highly custom rigs. If we come around the back here, it's really important with these small compact rigs. Obviously, there's no place to hide your computer. Like, where would you put it? I don't know where you'd put it, but fortunately they thought about that and they've hidden the PC in the back here. So yeah, this is something that your average person could pick up as their first sim rig. I would go for that. If you don't have half a Formula 1 car in your sitting room, why bother sim racing? That's what I say. Right, so we've got a nice crowd. As you can see, this has drawn a bit of a crowd. That's the nice thing with these. That's why companies go for this sort of thing. And they are really fun to drive with the Formula car and Assetto Corsa obviously really fun to throw it around, slide it around, and feel what the cockpit's doing. Right, we continue going as we come out of the room here. Thank you, guys. That is almost it, guys. Look at that. Was a speedy tour of the Refox Tatara Precision Control Victory. Attack your limits. That was a quick tour of that. Finally, whew, of the upstairs part. It's not over yet. Finally, we have the Sim Rep Engineering booth here, where we have a Cosworth wheel, which is again probably going to cost a pretty penny. I think this is actual legit. Actually, it looks like a real car wheel as opposed to a simulator car wheel, though it's very hard to really distinguish between real car wheels and sim wheels now. Even the really high-end stuff, obviously real drivers want their same wheel in the simulator, so I think you're seeing a lot of companies start to do that now. GSI doing that, Fanatec doing that, Cube, I say you saw some of those Cube control wheels where they are just everything's the line between real and simulator is becoming very blurred. Check this out. Look at that. They've exploded the wheel there, so you can see the circuitry. That's really cool. So zoom out a bit. So you've got the all the components, 3D vision. There we go. Look. Let me hold the camera steady for you guys. I hope the camera work's been all right in this video. This is my first time using this DJI Pocket 3 for this type of video. I'm expecting myself to get back home and look at the footage and go, oh, it was a disaster. But hopefully it's good. Hopefully the audio's good. Let me know in the comments. I mean, if you got this far in the video, that is dedication. That though, oh look at this! It's a Thrustmaster TSPC Racer. Well, I mean, Thrustmaster not here with their DD for some reason. I don't know why not. And they got them DIY modules here showing off some rotary encoders, 12 position rotary, button modules with LED lights. Very festive, beautiful. Right, that, ladies and gentlemen, is not the end of it. That is the upstairs. Now, I'm going to break the rules here. Actually, before I break the rules, I'm going to quickly point the camera into the vintage car show that's going on. Let's do this. Let me track my face here. Come on, me. There we go. Right, I'm going to take you to the vintage car show quickly, and then we'll take you downstairs. But this is a separate trade show for vintage cars where, as you'd expect, you have a lot of vintage vehicles, but they have some absolute beauties in here. Look at this. Let me come across as we... So, you know, I think if you're going to like real cars, obviously older real cars are better than newer real cars. Check this out, guys. Check it out. We need them to turn it on. These vehicles sound absolutely fantastic. Let me... I'm not going to get lost in here. We're not going to spend too long in here. The temptation is to just meander around and just look at parked cars. Look at that. That is a decapitation waiting to happen. But, you know, the advantage is if you ignore safety and you effectively just put a steel chunk on the road with some tyres and then a spike on your wheel and no head support, if you ignore safety, guys, look what results from it. Beauty. Yeah, you can only enjoy it for a few months before you have an accident, and I'm sure this thing rusts and is a disaster and is inefficient, but it will sound good, it will be fun, and those 2 months before you're decapitated by the steering wheel will be the best 2 months of your life. Or before you're headbutted by the rear passengers. No seatbelts either. Headbutted, and they can launch through the windscreen. Man, imagine being a first responder back in the day. Would have been absolutely horrific, but exciting and well worth it. Now we're talking. I mean, that's right. That's it. That's it. How much is this car? 28,000 euros. I am sold. It's free. It's free. Almost free. Is this your display? Yes. Yes. So we got you're the current owner of this car.
Yes.
And is it possible to turn it on so we can hear it?
No.
No.
Tomorrow outside.
Tomorrow outside. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where it's really. Do you drive this, or is it just on display?
No, I can drive it.
Yeah. And have you driven it around
But
any?
not today.
Not today.
No.
Have you taken it around any tracks? Any race tracks?
No.
No, just on the road.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So maybe let's just turn the camera here so you guys can see who I'm talking to. How much does it cost to run for a year?
Depends how many miles you make.
Yeah.
But let's say a few thousand.
Yeah, a few thousand a year. A few thousand miles.
Let's say 4,000, 5,000 kilometers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's altogether with the oil change and everything.
Yeah.
A few thousand.
Well, that's it. And much more fun than an electric car.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like electric.
Come on.
What's
Yeah.
that?
I mean, there are no cars. I mean,
Yeah.
the cars need a motor.
Okay,
and
well,
this is for fun. It's a two-seater. It's for fun. It's not for transport.
It's not for transport. It's for fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for chatting to me and taking the time there. I'll come back and pick it up later. Thank you very
Good.
much. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you give me a discount if it's 28,000?
Of course you get.
What's
The discount?
20?
I can do you a 250 discount. That's a lot.
Okay. Is that? Can you go to 25,000?
Maybe I give you a year driving.
Yeah, a year driving. Okay, well,
5,000, 4,000 miles.
Okay, okay. Well, my haggling skills need work, but this is the vintage car show. Thank you very much for talking to us there, forcing him to talk English. Poor guy there. I need to work on my Dutch. Look at the interior, though, guys. Right, we're going to go back to the land of Sims, but as you can imagine, if you've come here for the sim racing, you've got to come here for the vintage cars as well. I'm not like an absolute car nerd, obviously, you guys know this, but I can appreciate historic cars, and we'll be back in it. There's a Lada over there, I think. We'll be back in here later, but there's some proper vehicles. I like electric cars, I'll be honest. I do, obviously for transport, I think electric's what you want, but for joy, for joy. we got a viewer. Say hello. We're making a video.
Hello.
Yes.
How are you?
Thank you for watching me, and thank you for being a subscriber. He probably isn't. He's a hate viewer. Yeah, he is. Awesome. So in the vintage car show we have a subscriber. People are being stamped. I'm not being stamped. Can I have a stamp anyway? Hang on.
Of course you can.
We've been stamped. And right, so we're now going to go downstairs. But that is really cool with this. How you've got two. This is a sneaky way down. Don't let anyone see us do this. Through the back door. Oh, there's another one. Whoa, I almost fell over then. Yeah, you've got a car show, you've got the sim racing. Absolutely fantastic. And we're going to come through here. Look at this. This is the. This is like one of those video games. It's like, what's it called? The spaces. I can't remember. It's got a name to it. The secret spaces, but. Look, it's all very quiet here. Not meant to be here. The illusion of a trade show breaks down. This is where they actually hide the secret stuff. The whole building's fake. The textures stop as you go further in that direction. The game world just falls apart. Look, there's no one here. It is a bit creepy. Look, it's really creepy. No, that's it. Boundaries. There's an invisible wall. I can't walk through this part. Look, try and walk through here. Can't walk through this part. Just boundary, world boundary. Right, enough of this shenanigans. Let's go through the secret door into the press room. Oh, we're in Paris now. Forget mountains. We're now on to cities. Right, into the secret entry, the press room. We could build a really good horror game in this place. So this is where we've been It's my little sandwich area and coffee machine, drinks. Look at this. Behind the scenes, guys, that's what you get here. You don't, even if you come to this in real life, you don't get this kind of access. That's what I bring you, peak content. So this is the downstairs area here, where we have some of the next view crew, the Sim Europe crew. Give me a video. That's it. There you go. Yeah. And have you done the hot lap yet?
I have.
Did you do the hot lap?
I'm going to start.
You're going to do it later.
Yeah,
and
do it later.
Are you going to set the fastest time?
Definitely
No.
not. At the worst time. That's my game.
So, but thanks for having me here. It's been good fun checking everything out. She was my first point of contact when I emailed. Then it's been very, despite the lack of sleep, you're still energised.
It is.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. We'll keep going. So yeah, here we go. Here's what you could see from the balcony. Let me go through here. This is the production area where they were doing for the esports event all the commentary and all the editing, race control, OBS, live streaming. There's the balcony that we were on just a short time ago, and there's some people over the top there, and here's the rigs. But that, guys, is that is like the full. That's the full virtual tour. It's been emotional. You've seen pretty much everything that one can see, all through the power of YouTube and all through the power of Gamer Muscle subscribers and viewers and all the people that made this possible with your generous donations, super chats and everything. Really appreciate that, and it's awesome to be at events like this. Maastricht as a city is absolutely gorgeous as well. It makes the UK look terrible. We're going to go through the secret dark area back here. Why not? Whilst we do this, and yeah, this has been really awesome. This event is obviously a lot smaller than SimRacing Expo, but you do have the advantage of it's been a little bit closer to the UK. I took the Eurotunnel to this event. I think it worked out about 8 hours of train travel, but not too bad. You only have to do 2 changes. Eurotunnel to Brussels, and then Liège, and then to Maastricht. I think might be able to get a Liège to here direct train, but it's pretty comfortable. And if you book that in advance, it actually works out pretty affordable, and I think more convenient than flying if you live in London. If you're out of London, you probably want to get the plane. But as I say, this event is smaller than SimRacing Expo, but you still get a lot of equipment to try. There's competitions to have a go at to try and win stuff. And you actually have the option of talking to people as well involved in sim racing, meeting people like Lawrence, and there's a couple of other people here, I'm forgetting names off the top of my head, but a really nice sim racing event, and then you can do a bit of touristing around Maastricht, which is a very pleasant city, as I say. So, well, that's it, guys. That's it. I'm out of breath. you need I need some actual Gamer Muscle to be able to do these videos. But if you did enjoy it, make sure you click that subscribe button. Until the next one, I will see you in the next live stream we do. In the comments or in the description, I will also put information, links to the other videos trying the stuff here and some more detailed videos. So check out them if you enjoyed what you saw in this video. But until the next one, thanks for watching. Happy tea drinking. Take care. And goodbye, everyone.